So we'll get started in 5 minutes. Have your finger drills ready, your hesitation list, your a slow dictation, a control speed dictation, and that's it. That's all you're going to need today. We're going to do some hard copy practice. So for hard copy practice, if you have a printer, that would be easy, or you could also do it digitally, which I will go through that. But basically, to do it digitally, all the words that you want to brief, have those words bold, and the words that you want to phrase, have those underlined. And keep that window open in Microsoft Word while you're practicing, and just read from Microsoft Word. So that's how you can practice from hard copy if you don't have a printer or if you don't want to print. So make sure you're hooked up to real time. If you're not going to hook up to real time, then you'll just read back from your Steno notes, which is fine too. It's late. Well, it's late over here. It's almost 10 o'clock. So my clock says it's 10 o'clock or 7 o'clock Pacific time. So let's start with our finger drills, whatever finger drills you're working on. And because it's late, no metronome, but just go down your list or up across, however, on your list. And just be very deliberate with your strokes. We're going to be here for 5 minutes. I'm just doing so much better than these. Like, this is my 3rd day on them. But it's great to see progress. And I think I've maybe put 20 minutes into these drills. But totally worth it. A few minutes of drills for a lifetime of clean writing. Totally take that. So we have 1 more minute. So stay focused, last minute. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes. We're done with finger drills. And now we're going to move on to our hesitation word list. So I'm actually going to just pick a random page in my book, since I already practiced so much earlier. So we're going to do our hesitation words for 5 minutes. So it's late. Go through your list as slow as possible. Be really deliberate. Try to spend about 10 seconds on each word. Wow, this is a hesitation list that I made October 26, 2017. And there's so many good words on here that I probably know half of them now. Imagine if I would have gone through this every day. Would have mastered all 20 by now. So you just have 2 minutes left. So really look at what's the most important word on that list for you to master. And just spend that last minute on that word and its variations. Okay, so that wraps up the hesitation, the first part of our hesitation study. Now we're going to move on to control, and we're going to do the entire dictation. So a 5-minute dictation, which will probably last about 7 minutes or thereabouts if you use ExpressScribe. And from whatever the speed is, just use the speed controller to lower it to say 80%, something very gettable. It's late. We want to still practice clean strokes no matter what time it is. So even if we have to make it lower, we will. So just keep in mind that your goal is to get every word, but to write it the way you want to write it, the way you've been practicing it, maybe using new briefs, but still not at the cost of losing other words, of dropping other words. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is go through Brief It if you have Brief It, and make note of any of the words that you did not brief at this very slow speed, because it should be going slow. And of course, some of the words you're not going to brief because it was going slow, but others just because you haven't mastered that brief. So just take note of it so that you can practice it. So practice that list. We're going to just practice for about 2 minutes. Because we're going to go back to that dictation. So with this 2 minutes, probably just focus on 5, 6 words. So now we're going to go back to our slow dictation, same exact dictation we were working on, and we are going to actually transcribe this. So if you need to make it slower, then make it slower, because we're transcribing, first of all, we're practicing for control, and we are going to make a hard copy out of this, so for it to be as easy as possible, but not for it to be like so slow, like there should still be a little bit of a challenge. But I'm going to move it down from what I was doing. So it's going to take probably like 7 minutes. Of the 5-minute dictation will take 7, no more than 8 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go to the top of that dictation so we can start transcribing it. So first just read it, because this is a very short practice session. So just read it, the translation. Add words to your dictionary, of course, if they're not in there. And just read the first page. That's all you're going to do, is just the first page of transcription. Okay, so when you're finished doing the best transcription job you can with the first page, put on your audio and transcribe it with the audio now. So if you need to put it slower because you had some drops or whatever, it's only going to be for the first page. So slow it down if you need to, and check your work and make it right, because you're going to practice from this hard copy. So what you're going to do is now that you're finished transcribing that first page, open up your word processor. Microsoft Word is what I'm using, and copy and paste that first page. And then make sure it's easy to read. The font is easy to read for you, because you're going to be practicing from this. Okay, so what you can do is all the words that you would like to phrase, underline them. Which you could also, in Microsoft Word, do Control-U. And we're going to be working on this hard copy for let's see how much time we have left. You have like no time left. Okay, so we're gonna practice the hard copy for the next like 5 minutes. So underline the words that you want to phrase, so that way you can remember to phrase them. And so for hard copy practice, it's like practice perfect. You don't go past the next word if you make a mistake. So just one word at a time. If you don't get it right, practice that word, then move back to the beginning of the line. Alright guys, so that was 35 minutes of practicing, and that was some excellent practice. Like, we really got a lot done. We got our finger drills in, we got through our hesitation list, we did some control practice, and for that little bit of time we practiced on hard copy. But this is a really good way to wrap up your night. If you did practice already, this is just extra, which is amazing. And if you didn't practice, then now you did. So thank you for practicing, because we need strong court reporters out here. And see you tomorrow, I guess. I will make an announcement like I did today on Instagram. And yeah, this was fun.